It's a very common knowledge that people in Middle Ages had a knack for cruelty. And that insane cruelty generally came out in its full glory while punishing people for the crimes. They were often punished in these horribly brutal methods. Number 1. Crucifixion. Nailing, or tying, people to a wooden cross and then leaving them out in the open, both for people to see and to die a slow and agonizing death, was a very famous practice in the Middle Ages, as is evident from the story of crucifixion of Jesus Christ. The best part of crucifixion was the terror it generated among its witnesses and other people. Number 2. Using rats to kill people. Torturing or killing people using rats still remains a favorite method among people. There was a thing called rat trap where a rat would be put inside a cage. The bottomless cage would be placed on a convict's body and the other side of the cage would be heated. The poor rat, finding the other side blocked by the heat, would slowly eat away the victim's flesh to make way for itself. Number 3. The brazen bull. Designed by the ancient Greeks, this method was also called the Sicilian bull, as it was invented in Sicily. This was a device made of bronze, in the shape and size of an actual bull. The condemned person would be locked inside and fire would be set beneath the bull, heating the bronze till the person inside got roasted to death. This device also had such systems that converted screams of the condemned into the bellows of a bull. Number 4. Flaying. Flaying means skinning, literally. Humans were often punished or tortured in the early ages by being skinned alive. Depending on the amount of skin removed, they either died or lived a life of a mentally scarred cripple. This method of torture was pretty famous in Mesopotamia. Similarly, people were also punished by getting chunks of flesh removed from their body. Number 5. The breaking wheel. Another classical mode of punishment was using the breaking wheel. This extremely simple device consisted of a wheel, to which the convicted would be tied, and sometimes of spikes. The convicted would have his limbs beaten with a club, and with the turning of the wheel, the bones in his body would slowly break, leading to an excruciatingly painful death. Number 6. Impalement. Impalement by pike, pole, spear, or hook was a popular punishment during the Middle Ages. Especially people convicted for treason or crimes against the state would be punished like this. And people did invent many devices to execute this method of punishment. Different orifices of the body would be penetrated for different crimes in this gruesome method, though all of those eventually led to a very painful death. Number 7. Sawed in half. People were often given capital punishment by being sawed in halves. This method of execution was used in different parts of the world like the Roman Empire, Spain, and in parts of Asia. Another similar kind of punishment was disembowelment, where the organs would be taken out of a living person, gradually leading him to death. Number 8. Death by boiling. People in the early ages loved playing with their meat, or their convicted. And naturally, boiling the convicted in oil or water till the person died was an in thing. Though it was not as popular as other methods, as no direct show of blood was involved, it still had its own audience in Europe and Asia. Number 9. Punished by the rack. The rack was a very popular torture device made of a wooden rectangular frame. The limbs of the convicted would be attached to 4 sides with chains, and with the help of pulleys and rollers they would be stretched till they either got torn from the body or became ineffective. It was mostly used while extorting confessions or information. Number 10. Burning at the stake. People in early ages loved a good fire, and what better ways to light a fire than to burn a person at the stake. This one of the most favorite modes of punishing people accused of treason or witchcraft, as it made a grand spectacle and also warned people against committing such crimes. Number 11. Scaphism. This ancient execution method was also known as the boats, as victims were placed in 2 hollowed-out logs or boats, with their heads and limbs sticking out and their bodies trapped inside. The victim was force-fed milk and honey. Their uncontrollable diarrhea filled the boats as executioners poured honey over the victim's face, and vermin arrived to not only feast upon the prisoners, but enter their bodies to fatally eat them from the inside out. Aren't you thanking your lucky stars that you were not born in those days? If you want to see more of our content, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.